Hey, what's happening, everybody? TJ Milam, TJFitness.net. Thought I'd make a video today about how to train once you're over 40 and kind of how to listen to your body. First, if you haven't watched another video I made called Listening to Your Body, definitely check that out. That's got some tips in there that I offer you as far as how to train properly, how to not get injured, most especially. So I'm 44 and I've been lifting weights since I was really 14, but I didn't take it seriously till I was 15. So that's quite a while. That's 30 years just about, especially as I got into my mid 30s and up to now, it has been more and more about how to train as safely as possible. I practice the method, as you probably already know, high intensity training developed by Arthur Jones. That has been working for me for a long time. I started learning it when I was 31 and been using it ever since. I've even gone back to, there was about a year later when I was 32 or 3, I went back to high volume training for 2 weeks and then just quit because I just couldn't do it anymore. I was sore all the time and nothing was recovering the right way. And then that's when I said, okay, I'm going all out, high intensity, 2 to 3 times a week. That's it. And I've been doing 2 times a week for at least the last 10 years. And it's been fantastic. So over 40, what can I say about that? It's really not a whole lot different than what I've been doing since my late 30s. I had a neck surgery, and that was due to, my guess is, genetics. I started having problems at 23. And then 35, I had a neck fusion, so it turned into a bulging disc over time. So I don't know. I'm never really going to know if I could have trained better. I'm sure I could have. I was doing high volume all through my 20s and training like a madman, 5 days, like 2 days on, 1 day off, constantly. So looking back, sure, I wish I knew then what I know now, but that's kind of pointless to sit around and say that, I think. But after that surgery, I really had to listen to my body and figure out what I can do and should not do. Well, let's say what I should do and should not do. I can perform all kinds of other exercises, let's say a chin up, a lat pull down, a shoulder press, for example, or even lateral raise. I do that from time to time. I still do this from time to time, lateral raise, but I don't go any higher than about this. I've done this and it just creates some tension back there. So it's just continuing to listen and continue to figure out a way to work around those issues. But so I can do those overhead movements, but I shouldn't do them. So it's just going to cause more tension in the neck. And I learned that just doing those exercises one by one. And another one is shoulder shrugs, which really sucks. I miss those. But that's kind of my deal. So learning not to do overhead anything really. But I can still do chest press, bench press, chest fly. Seated row and the straight arm lat pull downs are what I do. So not the overhead pull downs like this, just a straight arm with either a rope or a straight bar pulling, elbows locked to the thighs, pressing against the thighs, working the latissimus dorsi. And the shoulders get worked on any upper body exercise, especially a push or a pull with your chest or your back. They're going to get worked plenty. So it's not like I'm missing a lot of shoulder work. They still stay relatively developed. Obviously, they could be a little more developed if I could target train them a little bit. But whatever, it is what it is. Lower body is able to do basically all the same things. After that neck surgery, my entire spine has really taken a decline. So I've had to work around that. Lower back has been just touch and go. And then also depends on the machine I'm using for leg press. There's been some leg press machines that just totally suck, and I just won't go near them. And I'd rather do a squat with a ball, stability ball on the back. I don't do the barbell squats anymore. I rarely do a standing, just dumbbell squat. Best I use is with the stability ball. A lot of people say once you hit 40, that's when the expiration starts. I pretty much agree with that. Yeah, you start to learn your body is going to have more wear and tear from all the shit you did when you were younger, you kind of pay the price, if you will. But again, it's all perspective. Try to keep a positive perspective on it, and don't beat yourself up if you did a bunch of, dumbass crap. Or, I certainly had my share of accidents or injuries. Not too many training injuries, thankfully, but doing sports as a kid, I certainly got injured in this and that. But sticking to as many movements as you can and don't overtrain. That is a big deal. So the way your body recovers over 40 is way different than it recovers when you're 20 something or even in your early 30s. That's when I started learning, was my 30s, where I still remained very strong, but mid 30s was kind of like, wow, think about it this way. When you're 35, you're halfway to 70. And I turn 45 in May, and I'm going to be halfway to 90. So when you think about it like that, you're like, geez, like about halfway through life. It's kind of weird. Still very thankful that I'm able to train and strength train the way I can, and strength train very hard with a very high level of intensity, and taking off the number of days I need to take. So let's talk about that. So how much time do you need off over 40? Again, listening to your body. But like, I worked out on Monday this week. Today is Wednesday. And I knew that I thought about training today, but again, it's funny how that mindset still creeps in, like, oh, I need to keep working. It's always kind of a mental battle to me. I don't know if that's ever going to go away. I certainly know better. I know I need more rest. So I did the right thing, slept in a little more, taking it kind of easy today. I work later. But I'm planning on training on Friday. I have a very busy work day tomorrow with clients, but planning on Friday to train again. And then I might not train again until Wednesday. So taking off, 4, 5, 6 days works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for you. That's kind of the way I go about it. The more recovery, the better. And I used to beat myself up thinking, well, if I have a week off, man, I'm just going to be a pussy. That's not the case. I know we feel that way, and we can get that way as a dude, maybe even ladies out there. It doesn't matter. If you are the kind of person that loves to work out like me, it's almost hard to say no. I'm addicted to it. I'm still very much addicted to training, but I'm just a lot smarter now. And that's really what it comes down to. Just train smart. Look up other videos that offer over 40 training, or over 50 training, over 30, whatever age you are, whatever age you're looking forward to. Find the best information that you can. Guy I like a lot is Andrew Huberman. Maybe you've heard of him. He's very popular on YouTube, Instagram. I'll certainly recommend him in this video down in the description. Dr. Andrew Huberman, he is a neuroscientist at Stanford and has become very popular with his podcast and YouTube channel and such, and sharing fantastic information. Again, rest and recovery is going to be more key than, well, a little more key. I'd say, like, to treat it like this: 51%, and how hard you train is 49. Because by now, you know how to train, you know what you can do, you know what you cannot do or should not do. And it really doesn't. And another myth I want to kind of bring up is muscle confusion or switching things up. That is not important. It does not matter if you do the same routine every week for the rest of your life. As long as you are training the muscle groups, at least one set, slow and controlled, the way I do it, to momentary muscle failure, maximizing your muscle stimulation, and then taking the appropriate rest, you are going to continue to stay strong and stay muscular and stay healthy, as long as, of course, you got your sleep and your diet intact. All those things matter. But it does not matter to confuse the muscles or switch things up all the time. I kind of do the same routine every other workout. Like, I kind of have a workout A for, say, Monday, and then a workout B for Friday. So real quick, I'll go over that. Monday I started out with a calf raise. Started out with that, then chest press, then seated row, then leg press, then a bicep curl with dumbbells. I sat down because I just finished leg press. I don't want my legs shaking to death like standing up. And then after that, tricep extension. And sometimes I like to start with a plank too, like at home. And I'm lucky enough to live very close to the gym I train at. It's across the street. So The weather's getting warm here in Nashville. I was able to walk there the other day. It was so great to enjoy the weather and just walk a little more. And that's key too, of course, getting a lot of sunshine, proper rest, getting outside, getting the vitamin D, and keeping the testosterone level high. I think walking, getting steps in. Again, it's not like, uber important, but it's just ideal. Keeping an active lifestyle the best you can. Also, over 40, I do not recommend doing anything with fast, jerky movements. I know maybe you saw my shorts video about CrossFit. I am not a CrossFit guy. If you are, okay. But I mean, eventually your body it's just gonna fucking hate you. I just think you're gonna pay the price. And I'm sure there's plenty of smart CrossFit trainers out there that do know what they're doing. But man, just jumping up and down on boxes and doing the battle rope stuff and jerking weights over your head, clean and jerk, power clean, that is just not necessary. Crawling around on the floor. I saw some guy at the gym recently crawling around on the fucking floor. There's no need to do that. Unless somebody's paying me a lot of money or has a gun to my head, I'm not crawling around on the floor like spider crawls or whatever they call them. Or unless I'm crawling under the house. There's just a lot of nonsense you just need to avoid, okay? Just be smart. Listen to your body. How do you feel the next day? Do you feel good? Do you feel sore? You need to take more time off. Do you feel recovered? Do you feel tight everywhere? Did you sleep well? You're going to know if you slept well or not. But I've made and also check out the sleep apnea video. That's there as well, where I mentioned Derek with more plates, more dates. He's got a lot of good stuff on there too. He's a wise dude, I think. But that's about it. I mean, stick with training smart, recover as much as you can. Of course, eat well, get your rest, get your sunshine in, vitamin D, supplement whatever you can do. Doing whatever you can to maintain longevity with your muscles and with your joints too, avoiding joint pain. That's about it. Ask me any questions you got. tjfitness.net is the site. Web email is info@tjfitness.net. And we'll see you next time. Peace.